Monday, everybody. Welcome to the Brownwood Lions Coach Show here on KOXC. I am Derek Stuckley, along with Brownwood Lions head football coach, athletic director Sammy Burnett. How you doing today, sir?
Let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room. Kyle Larson wins NASCAR at Sonoma. First place, it doesn't matter what kind of track he's on, he's going to win. My guy was about fourth, doing good, probably best he's done all year, got spun out, now he finished 12th, so that's done. NASCAR report's over, Star. Don't want to talk about it anymore.
All right.
So, there's your NASCAR report.
Okay.
Moving on.
Other than that, how are things going for you, sir?
Man, going good. How about those A&M Aggies last night? Yeah. They were getting beat. I'm getting ready to watch Game 3 tonight, see if they can get to the College World Series. And I was laying in bed. My wife has the TV running. I heard something as the game. I'm like, let me see that. So through her flicking around, I saw the score. It was 18-8, something like that, when they were down 8-3. And I was like, I missed the best part.
Yeah. Well,
so congratulations to those Aggies.
Good for them.
We needed Texas team in the College World Series, just like Texas did. You know, Texas softball gave up no runs in 3 games for 3-0, and then fell apart. So we can't do that. So.
No. No. So, what else is going on?
That's just in our world, in what is a wide world of sports.
That's right.
I don't know what the Mavericks did, but I flicked over and they were
Not
losing,
good.
so I turned it off because if I show up and start watching, they get bad. So we're down 0-2 there. Well, okay, let's talk about something positive.
Okay.
We're going to start with camps.
Let's start
Let's
with
do
camps.
that. Right now, starting this morning, we had tennis camp, June the 10th through the 3rd. Boys basketball is the 10th through the 12th. So those are ongoing right now. Tomorrow, girls soccer starts. That'll be out at Syntec Soccer, 13th, 11th through the 13th. We'll come back this week, after this week, and we'll have our football camp on the 18th through the 20th. Boys soccer is June the 25th. Let me back up. Football camp will be at the high school. Gordonwood Stadium will not be finished, so we'll be at the high school. Boys soccer camp is June the 25th through the 28th, and that'll be out at Syntec Soccer as well. Volleyball is the 9th through the 11th of July, and softball is the 16th through the 18th of July. That's our camp schedule. Like I said, we got 2 ongoing this week, so that's a big deal. We did start strength and conditioning this morning for the girls. So I drove by and saw that, did a lot of numbers out, check and roll and checking in, so that's good. And then on the 17th, our boys will come back, and we will kick off our summer strength and conditioning schedule then.
All right.
Let me back up just real quick to remind those if they weren't there this morning, 8 to 9 for the girls. When the boys start, we'll be a 9 to later.
Not until you get finished.
Yes. Strength and conditioning will be 9 to 10, and then after that we'll do some skill-specific stuff.
All right. Well, later this week, or I guess tomorrow, the next day, you will be headed out of town. Got a little something going on.
Yeah, Coach Jones and I are blessed to be able to coach the Oil Bowl. So we're heading to Wichita Falls tomorrow. We'll be there through Saturday night when the Oil Bowl is Saturday. Oil Bowl will kick off at 7:30 on Saturday night. So we'll go up there and we're working with 2 coaches from Vernon and 2 coaches from Anson, and we're blessed to be selected as the guys to run the show. So I've been busy trying to get my ducks in a row, get everything organized, get packets put together for coaches, and it's like I'm starting over again. I'm like, oh no. So I've been working on that. Coach Sennard's been helping me with that, working on getting bands ready for our kids to use in the game and how we're going to communicate to where it's easy for everybody, and teaching that to coaches and kids in a matter of 5 practices is going to be difficult, but we're going to have fun doing it. It's a blessing, a goal to be able to do that, so we're excited about getting to go up there and do that. But we leave tomorrow. They'll have a media day for the coaches and a supper for the coaches tomorrow night, and then we'll meet the kids around noonish on Wednesday, and then have time to sit down with them and introduce ourselves, try to put them in a position, get a depth chart put together, and off and run, work on practice schedules and off and running.
Nothing you can't do in a week.
That's right. So we're going to get it knocked out and have fun, try to have fun while we're doing it. We're going to make it fun and make it fun for those kids. Blessed to be able to get to Coach Ike Hall, Quentin McCarty, and Cole Miller one more time. They're going to be playing in the Oil Bowl. At the same time that we're at the Oil Bowl, FCA will be having their All-Star game, and we have Davis Lee, Sam Common, and Marcelo Hooker and Logan Knight playing in that one. So it's going to be fun to see them. I won't get to see them. It's going to be fun for them to get to experience that, because Coach Jones and I have both been head coaches of that. It's a fun time. It's a long week, but it's a good time for those kids. It's fun. It's close, so people can go watch them. So a lot of activities going on there, and some all-star games.
It's like football season's right back on you.
Well, it sure is. It's
Never-
here.
it
It's
never
almost
stopped.
here. That's right.
Well, speaking of football, 7-on-7 wrapped up Saturday. Just get your thoughts on the 7-on-7 campaign.
Well, we lost our first game to Lubbock Christian. Won the second one against who did we play the second
Shallow
game?
Water.
That's what I thought. Shallow Water, and then lost to Jim Ned. When you look at it, they outscored us. I thought our defense played really well. If we had a board and I could draw you up what they do on 7-on-7, which is different than football, you'd understand more. But the formations that those guys ran are not conducive for what we do defensively. And like I said before, we put our kids at a disadvantage because we are not going to waste time doing something to try to qualify for the state tournament. We had a goal going in as a staff, what we wanted to see from our kids. Number one, we wanted to watch our kids play. We wanted to watch them compete during league play and then during qualifiers to see who we thought, get a head start on maybe a depth chart for coaches. We don't share that with kids until later on, but we want to get some kind of idea of where our kids need to be. We had some people playing linebacker. We had some people playing corners that went to safeties, to nickels, and moved them around to see where they fit best. We platooned 3 quarterbacks the whole time, which is our 2 quarterbacks, and then we added Judson Colson, who's moved in from Hamilton, and we let them rotate, which is not conducive for victory, because they don't really get in a groove. But we wanted to see them operate with the guys, find their strengths and weaknesses, and so that we're able to work on those. We're able to do that. Other teams go with 1 quarterback, and that's all they do. They stay with them, and they're trying to, qualify. Of course, we tried to qualify, but we were going to do it our way. Offensively, we got to see some kids playing in some positions. A really bright spot for me, you got Carson O on the right side. He's proven himself last year, had a phenomenal season as a sophomore. He's just getting better. He's very confident, and we're confident in throwing them to him. You got Aaron Edmonds as a slot on the right side who was gone. He's gone on vacation in Florida. You had Stone Ratliff, who started Stone Ratliff's on the right. You had Aaron Edmonds is a slot on the left. Aaron was gone. Stone's hurt. So it gave us an opportunity to watch some other kids, some younger kids play in those positions to see if they had the ability to do that and maybe see some depth. And then at the X, the wide out on the left is we had Grant Gray out there, sort of a chance for us to see has he developed enough to play and confidence that he can go out there and do, what we feel he can do. And in my opinion, he was probably one of the brightest spots we had. I mean, we have a great group, and I don't want to sit here and try to call everybody's name out because I'll miss somebody, but in my mind, offensively, a question mark that I had was, did he have the ability to go out there and I know he had the ability, did he have the growth to go out there and do it? And man, did he shine. I mean, he really was a bright spot, and I told him, I don't hide from our kids. I'm one of those guys, if you're doing something right, I'm going to tell you. It's just as like if you're doing something wrong, I'm going to tell you. But I tried to uplift him as much as I can because I want him to understand how big he could be on Friday night. And I really feel that. And you start putting him on one side and Carson on the other, and then you got the slots that we have a chance of being really good offensively.
Yeah, I would say of the newcomers coming up to varsity, that Grant definitely stood out the most. He's loaded at receiver right now. I guess on the defensive side, really, Noah's the only guy coming back that started last year. A bunch of new guys on that side of the ball.
Yeah, and Noah sets us up in what we do. A bright spot there, Kevin Webster, who played hurt on Friday. But, man, he really has great instincts. I saw some things that he did, picking up receivers that they were ready to throw to, and if they'd have thrown them to him, it'd have been a pick. I mean, he's got the knack to find the ball. He understands what he's supposed to do playing that nickel. I think he's going to be a big bright spot for us. We lost Jake Jaton, who's been a starter there for 2 years. But I think Kevin, who can really run well, I think he's going to be a kid to fill that spot. You got Kenyon McDowell playing corner for us on one side. We knew he was a guy we had to depend on defensively. He has experience, played on the varsity last year, and went in there and got his time and did a good job when he was in, made some really good plays, continued to make some good plays, had an interception, on Saturday. He just understands what he's supposed to do. And then on the other side, you got Raven Prada playing corner that's new. You got another kid that can really run. We're blessed with good speed. Learning how to play that position at this level and the technique that he has to play to put himself up for success was big. And then on the safety side, we got Keenan Brooks, who's been learning to play that position, also trying to learn the corner. And then the safety on the other side, I'm going to draw a blank. Durham Brown's been playing that position, a guy that was on the JV last year that we're trying to get a look to see who can play those positions, and then moving on from there. But like I said, like I told our kids at the end of the 7-on-7 game the other night, I said, man, I'm really proud of you. Number one, your commitment. We don't have to tell our kids to get to practice and work. We don't have to tell them to show up to the tournaments. They're there in numbers. They're doing what they're asked to do. And I told them what we wanted to do, we were successful in seeing. And you may not be going to the state tournament in College Station this year, but it really has no bearing on what we want to do, and that's to go win a state championship. So I thought it was a good season for us. Other people are going to look, they're going to post their stuff, say what they want about the streets broke. That, in all honesty, that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is growth in the program, seeing our kids develop from one year to the next, go out there working together, communicate together, handle success together, learn how to handle adversity together, still have the confidence you need to know that you can go out there and be successful. Now let's go apply it to what really counts, and that's Friday Night Football.
7-on-7 and regular football are so different. They could almost be two different sports completely.
If you want to ruin your Saturday as a coach, go sit and watch 7-on-7. It'll put you in a bad mood.
I've noticed more than once.
An example. Everyone wants to blame the system. Our kids. I don't expect our quarterbacks to go out there and call plays. I expect them to take what we give them from Monday to Thursday during the week, in preparation for the Friday night game that we're playing, and go execute it. It's our job as coaches to put them in a position to win and to go out there and call the right plays, offensively and defense, to set them up for success. When you got a kid out there that's not used to having to call the offense, it's not fair to them. It's not fair, and I don't expect them to do it. And I'm not going to waste time teaching them all that. I mean, they got an understanding, yes, but they don't know the total playbook. They don't know how this play can set up this play, and this play helps this play, and if it's third and short, whatever. So that's where we come in, and as a coach, it's frustrating because we can't help them. And that's where the frustration comes from. It's not because of this or that. It's because we can't coach them. And we try to be tight-lipped. We try not to say much and do it the right way, and go out there and let them figure it out themselves. And they did a good job of doing that the best they could. But it's our responsibility as coaches to put them in a position to be successful. And that's where our heart is. That's our passion. And we can't do that, so it's frustrating for us.
Right. And then same on defense. You'll see things you'll never see in a regular game in 7-on-7.
Boy, I tell you, man, when you got quads on this side and they're all running this way and they got a guy who's picking across the side and they throw it over the center and he catches the ball and goes for 30 yards, I'm like, our nose guard would have picked that ball up. And then you're trying to get kids to understand that that's really not what you're supposed to do. It's difficult. Then you look up and there's 5 receivers on one side. I'm like, someone can't go out for a pass. What's going on? But I saw that happen several times last Saturday. So it's 7-on-7. It is what it is. It has a place. It helped us get to where we wanted to be at the end of the season. The only downside is we didn't qualify for the state tournament this year, and it is what it is.
That's right. And preseason football practice, I believe, starts August the 5th.
August the 5th, that's right.
Less than 2 months.
Yep, we'll kick off our strength and conditioning on, like I said, the 17th, and I've thought it's really important for us to let our kids have some time. I mean, their bodies have to recover. Our kids work so hard all year round that if they don't have some time for their body to just recover and rest, I look up and it's going to be August the 5th and our kids are going to be tired. And they're not going to be as excited as they should be because the season's starting, and that's exactly what I don't want. I want to make sure our kids have enough rest and enough time to be a kid and go enjoy some family time and go on vacation and do whatever you want to do, go to church camp or whatever, and then come back rejuvenated at the end of the summer and ready to go on August the 5th. So there's a lot of thought and communication that goes on with our coaching staff during the summer to try to make sure we're doing that. We don't want them, it's turned into a 12-month a year, 12-month thing. So for us, I want to be excited week 14. That's where I want our kids to be excited. I don't want them to be looking for another sport or I'm tired of this one, let's move on. I want to be excited and have an opportunity to get over the hump and see if we can't keep climbing that ladder and eventually get to the state championship.
Definitely. That's where we all want to be.
Absolutely.
Anything else we need to hit on today, Coach?
I think we hit everything. I mean, if Star wants to fire back at me for the NASCAR report, she can, but I've already given her credit. Her guy, it doesn't matter what kind of track that dude races on. He's just phenomenal car driver.
You bloated enough for my guy.
Okay, all right, you good?
I'm happy.
All right, we better thank those sponsors: Auto Glass Magic, Bruner Auto Group, Syntex Body and Paint, Syntex Equipment Sales, Citizens National Bank, and Hill Containers, Dr. Bon Young, Dr. Pepper Bottling Company, Edward Jones Investments, Henrik Medical, Highway Enterprises, Humphrey Keats, Heartland Funeral Home, Landmark Admin, MC Bank, Painter Johnson Associates, Smith & Sharp Agency, Sonic Drive-In, Stanley Chrysler, Texas Bank, Weldon Wilson Electric, Western Bank, and Willie's Tees.
All right, as Coach mentioned, he'll be in Wichita Falls the rest of the week, so we will check back in with y'all next week here on the Brownwood Lions Coaches Show on KOXE, KOXE.com, and the KOXE app.
Have a great day, Brownwood.